I am now less than 72 hours away from getting on that flight to Dubai. And I'm excited! And I know that if you're a Safuu investor, you're excited too. So today's video is going to be all about Dubai. But what are our expectations? Are we expecting too much? What are we expecting? Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm expecting and what I'm really hoping for. So let's just go.
Living life every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.
Okay, come on in, friend. Take a seat, because today you're joining me for a cup of Lapsang Souchong tea. I just thought today we probably needed something a bit more exotic than Yorkshire tea. Nothing wrong with Yorkshire tea. But this is a beautiful black Chinese tea. And it's so smoky. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. If you like smoky tea, then you need some Lapsang Souchong in your life. And look, I'm drinking from my SAFUUX mug. Okay, I'm gonna have to kind of put a lid on the excitement today because I'm so excited. So before we get into this, let me say you are joining me to talk about my trip to Dubai. I'm going to Dubai. I'm not a financial advisor though, so as always, please do your own research. So obviously I'm going to be talking in this video about what to expect next week at the Crypto Expo and what the outcomes might be for Safuu and SAFUUX. But just before I do, let me tell you what I'm doing personally to prepare to go on this little old trip. So today's Saturday, I fly from Heathrow on Tuesday morning. I'm going to spend, after this video and getting this video up, I'm going to pack. And I know I'm days away yet, but I've done a lot of trips. I've done a lot of traveling. I've been very fortunate to do a lot of traveling, a lot of business trips. And I just I love being organized. And I think I've learned over the years from, getting somewhere and then realizing I haven't brought something and kicking myself for it. So I like to be really organized. So I'm going to be doing that today. I have also prepared a little business card for myself. Take a look at this. What do you think to this? So I think this might be backwards because I don't think my camera's set up properly to show you the, it doesn't matter. So there it says, Andrea, I know you know me as Chalk Talk, but this little business card actually covers lots of things that I do. So it's not specific to SAFUUX or Safuu. So on the front, I've got that. And then on the back, look at this. I've got a little QR code. And if you scan that, it takes you through to a little kind of link tree thing that just has lots of different links that kind of I want to share with people. The top one being, of course, my YouTube channel, Chalk Talk, that talks about Safuu. So imagine the scenario, I'm chatting away to somebody in Dubai and they say, so what do you do for Safuu? And I say, well, I'm a YouTuber. Here's my card, take a look. And of course, the beauty of having a QR code is that you can just update the website or the link tree that it links to. And so it never goes out of kind of currency. It's always, I can say whatever I want through that link. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to have a few of those with me. What else? Now, yes. So I watch a lot of Dan Prado and The Greek and Odinato and all the other YouTubers. And of course, they've got all this merch going on. The best I've done so far is my little Safuu mug. And I just thought, going to Dubai, I needed to do something different. I've ordered a t-shirt and I don't think it's going to come on time. Not my fault. Royal Mail are on strike. Anyway, let's see what happens there. But I just thought, what do you need, Choto? You need a hat. You need a hat for Dubai. So I've done it. You want to see? You ready? Okay, here we go. What do you think? It's a bucket hat. I don't do baseball caps. I just don't, I never have. And I just thought, I need a bucket hat with SAFUUX on. Sorry, it's probably the wrong way around. It's not SAFUUX, it's SAFUUX. Yeah, I love it. And I'm now ready for parading around Dubai in my SAFUUX bucket hat. I mean, it's gonna keep the sun off me. It's brilliant. Don't you think it's brilliant? I know what you're saying. You're saying, where do I get one of those bucket hats? Well, let me tell you. There's a link down below to my merch store. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm doing to prepare personally to go to Dubai. But let's talk about what's important here, which is myself, other YouTubers, Brian and the Safuu team being in Dubai for the Crypto Expo next week. What can we expect? Oh, and by the way, just to reassure you, especially if you're a lady watching this, the other thing I'm going to do before Dubai is do my nails, because look at them, they're disgusting. Anyway, don't judge me. Right, okay, so one thing to expect from Dubai is so much content from myself, the Greek, Dan, Prado, Odinato, Crypto Pride, the Crypto Lead. Who else is going? I think that's who I know is going to Dubai in terms of YouTubers. So one thing you all have to do before you do anything else, watch this video first, but then you need to subscribe to every single one of our YouTube channels. I'm going to put links below to all of those YouTubers that I know are going to Dubai. Please go to every single one and subscribe, including this one. Do it now. Because there is going to be wall-to-wall Safuu coverage next week, and you're not going to want to miss it because we want you there in Dubai with us, and that's how we're going to do it. So that's number one expectation. Non-stop, probably 24/7 coverage of our trip to Dubai. Okay, but let's get serious. So, part of the reason why I wanted to do this video about Dubai is I kind of do want to manage expectations, I think. I think there's a lot of truck being put on the trip to Dubai in terms of the price of Safuu. I think a lot of people are hoping and praying that next week's trip sees a humongous spike in the price of Safuu. And I'm not sure that's going to happen. And I actually don't think we really want that to happen. Because of what we know about the fire pit going forward, we know, and just to recap, and there are so many videos now about this, really great videos, but basically, in a nutshell, the higher the price of Safuu, sorry, let's do it the other way around. The lower the price of Safuu, the higher the percentage burn of the fire pit when we get into SAFUUX, and therefore the better for the long-term price of SAFUUX. So in many respects, we don't want Safuu to suddenly go to the moon next week or before the 20th of October, because it wouldn't be the healthiest thing for SAFUUX going forward. However, I'm certainly in the camp of I would like to see the price of Safuu go up some. What that might look like, I think I'll come to in a few minutes. But let's think about how that's going to happen. So when I think about Dubai and my job out there is not only to bring you the content that you need to see, but it's obviously to be talking to potential investors and developers out there and getting them interested in SAFUUX. But let's just think about who we might be talking to next week. And in my mind, it boils down to two different types of people. They are potential investors and they are potential developers. Now, let's just think about the first one, investors. And when I think about those, I boil those down into three categories. So I boil those down into potential investors that might buy Safuu in order to sacrifice for SAFUUX. I also think about those that will potentially invest but through other coins, so by sacrificing Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever. But also there's then potential investors that, we just spark something in their head. They don't do anything right now, but coming towards the launch of mainnet, they've heard about SAFUUX and they'll potentially jump in at that point. So in terms of the price of Safuu and what's going to affect the price of Safuu in the coming 2 or 3 weeks, then only the first type of investor, the one that buys Safuu in order to sacrifice, is really going to help the price. So what's the likelihood of that? That's really hard to say because it's so dependent on who those people are and what their intentions are. But I kind of think that, the expo next week will be full of lots of different types of people, but some of them will be potential investors like you or I. So let's call them the smaller type of investor, for want of a better description. So those that maybe have, $500, $1,000, $2,000, whatever it might be, and they're looking for an interesting project to get into right now. I think they might be potentially interested in buying Safuu to sacrifice for SAFUUX, given that they will get that high percentage bonus sacrifice of the 74%. So let's just remind ourselves of why somebody might buy Safuu to invest as opposed to investing their other coins. And basically it boils down to a 10% advantage between the two different methods, because somebody buying Safuu now to sacrifice will have to pay the buy tax of 14%, but then they will receive the 74% bonus. Anybody simply sacrificing their coins will receive the 50% additional value for their other coins. So there is something attractive for somebody buying Safuu to sacrifice as opposed to sacrificing their coins. Who will see that as an advantage? I don't know. I kind of feel maybe if somebody is a huge potential investor, a whale type, I'm still not sure they're going to be really attracted by that additional 10% enough to go through the slight rigmarole of buying Safuu to sacrifice. But I think potentially those smaller investors, like you or I, somebody's just there looking to throw some dollars in, I think they might actually. Now, is that going to really move the price of Safuu up? Who knows? We've got no idea in terms of volume, how many investors there might be. It's such an unknown. So, as I said, the first lot of potential audience next week are those investors. But, and this is what I really think everybody needs to take on board, the real audience that we are after next week aren't actually potentially those investors. We need them. We do need them. We need the people coming with their other coins to add liquidity. So they're important. But I think definitely what's in Brian's kind of target range are the developers, those people, those companies that are going to come and they're looking for a blockchain to build a project on. And I think this is going to be the huge win of Dubai. Some of those developers, they might be now looking to launch something in January. Wouldn't that be great? But some of them potentially won't be looking they're probably just starting to think about building a project, or they might not have even thought about it, and it might factor in their thoughts in the future. But it's about sowing the seed of SAFUUX, the blockchain, in the developer's mind, so that whether it's, they're launching a project in January or March or July or even 18 months from now, SAFUUX is there in their head because we've sown that seed. Now, of course, we're not going to see a rising price of Safuu from those people. We're not. But ultimately, they're going to be buying in to the idea of the SAFUUX blockchain, and they're going to be helping the longevity and the health and the life of SAFUUX by building projects on the blockchain. So many unknowns in all of this, but so much potential because we just have no idea who is going to be there. And of course, when I was talking about the two different types of people, the investors and developers, that doesn't even take into account the media influence that's going to be there. You know, those journalists, writers, bloggers, YouTubers who we don't know about, that will take away their kind of thoughts from the Crypto Expo. And SAFUUX may figure quite centrally in some of those pieces that they'll then write. So much potential, but so many unknowns. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's talk about let me tell you what I would hope to happen. Now, this is not a prediction. I am not predicting the price of Safuu come sacrifice day, because honestly, I don't know what it's going to be, and nobody does. This is what I would like to happen though, personally speaking. So I would love to see a mini pump of Safuu in the coming 2 weeks, in the lead up to the 20th of October. What would I like that to get to? I would love between $5 and $7. Now, maybe that's, let's just be clear, I'm playing fantasy Safuu here. Like fantasy football was fantasy Safuu. So I can say whatever I like. But I do know that in order to get that, there would have to be huge investment. And as we say, we don't know what that's going to be. But why would I like that? So there's a few reasons. I've been very open that I do intend to sell some Safuu before sacrifice. You know that I take passive income from Safuu. It's one of my passive income plays. And bearing in mind that everything's going to be frozen during testnet, I do need to take some out so that I can buy Christmas presents for everybody. So I will be selling some Safuu, and obviously the higher the price of Safuu, the less Safuu I have to sell, and the more Safuu I can then sacrifice. So I would love, for that reason, I'd love Safuu to get to $5 or $6. I think also though, I think the community's kind of sentiment is really important. And I know a lot of people at the moment are feeling quite down about the price and saying, yeah, but I've got all these Safuu and I'm gonna get no SAFUUX, or very little SAFUUX, should I say. And I know that feeling, you know, it doesn't feel great to be sacrificing all your big bag of Safuu and to get a lot less of SAFUUX. Although we do know that's very positive in terms of the fire pit. But for me, there's a happy balance here. And I think if we could get, well, let's say between $4 and $6 at sacrifice, I just think the community sentiment will be very high, and we will feel a lot better going into that sacrifice, knowing that we're getting higher levels of SAFUUX coming out. I don't know. I also think then that and I'm not a fire pit expert, but I know that the current price of Safuu, where it is at $1 something, would give us an incredibly high fire pit of about 98%, which is unbelievable. I actually feel though a better balance here would be something maybe more towards a 90% fire pit. I just, listening to, watching the videos that I have by the experts, I just feel that there is a happy medium. And so, in summary, having a price of Safuu that maybe is between, let's say, $4 and $6 gives us a fire pit of, and again, I'm not an expert, but about 90%. And there's something in that feels very satisfactory to me. So that's what I'm personally hoping for. What are you hoping for? What's your fantasy Safuu play? What do you hope to see in terms of the price of Safuu and why? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, I'm gonna go because I've got to go and pack, right? I've got things to do, I'm a busy girl. So I'm gonna go. But I hope that's been interesting to you. And you know, the last thing I want to say is we've got a great team going out there. Brian, his team, we've got the likes of Dan Prada. I mean, good God, if he cannot persuade potential investors, then nobody can. We've got the Greek DeFi guru. Who doesn't love the Greek? We've got Crypto Pride, oh, you know who's going on. Odinato doing his handstands. Oh my God. And me. We are gonna work so hard for you guys because we know this is important. We know what is riding on this. We're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring our A game. So please make sure you are subscribed and you're watching us next week. I literally cannot wait. I hope we're gonna see you in Dubai. If you're there, come say hi. Let's have a drink. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go. You take care. Thanks for joining, and I hope to see you in my next video. But in the meantime, stay safe. Cheers.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need